Guys, so I am starting with the 22-inch King Me Kinky hair that I purchased. You can check out my other video on some more specs about the hair, and in the bottom bar I started with a simple braid pattern, just making sure I have all of my edges out all around and doing small braids so that the hair can lay very flat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my first braid that basically goes around the perimeter of my head. It connects in the back to the other side, but it's a really simple braid pattern. I use it all the time, and I'm just going to sew this first piece from the top of my head around the sides, around down the back, and then up the other side. One whole piece. You don't want to cut, and you don't want to sew from ear to ear or straight across, because when you get ready to pull it up in a ponytail, you want there to be one consistent piece that you can pull all the way up. Just be careful if you're sewing this yourself to keep the thread um, from getting caught in the hair. I always kind of pull it forward towards the top of my head so I don't have to worry about it catching the hair. So I'm just going to keep sewing around, and then I'm going to go ahead and make a cut where I want it to stop, just so that it's easier than dealing with the whole bundle of hair. I always make at least one cut for this first piece. You can definitely try to fold it, but I have found that when I fold it, depending on the thickness of your hair or either the client's hair that you're doing, it may not cover it and it may have a slight hump. So to be on the safe side, I just cut that first piece, but the first piece only. And there you have your first weft sewn in. You also can, if you have two different lengths like I do, like I have a 20-inch and then I have a 22-inch, you can use the 20-inch to do this as well, because it's going to fall to the front and be the same length. But I just chose to use the 22-inch. So I'm going to take what's left, fold it in half, and because I have such a little space to sew to, I want to make sure I can fit all of my hair in. So I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to actually double track the rest of this 22-inch across the back. And I am actually sewing to the first braid, the braid that the first weft was sewn to. I'm sewing to that. So I'm not starting with the next braid. And I'm sorry, I didn't know I wasn't in focus, but I sew from the first braid. And then when you fold it over, you just want to reinforce the fold. I tried to get in focus as much as I could, but the hair was just in the way. But what I do is I fold it at that point, and then I sew through that about 3 times so that it lays really flat and there's no huge hump. So I fold it and I go back, and then I'm pretty much done with that 22-inch. Alright, so the hair is so big, and I was like, oh my god, like, what am I going to do with this? One thing which I will let you guys know in my actual review of the hair is how I feel about it. Took a little water, and I wanted to soften this down while I was sewing the rest of it in. And so I just sprayed a little water on it, and I'm actually going to twist it out of the way while I sew the rest. smelled like something was in the water, maybe like some glycerin oil or something that I put in there. So that's why I was looking like that. So I'm just going to finger comb through the hair. But so far, I am loving it. Alright, so here's the 20 inch. I'm just going to pick up where I left off with sewing. And I am going from ear to ear, so to speak, now. I'm just going back and forth, and I am singling this track. I'm not doubling it anymore. Again, I had no idea I wasn't in focus. And I am starting with the first braid that the other weft is sewn to. And I just kind of maneuver the needle and find a little open space that I can use on that braid because it's so tiny to sew the next track to. You don't want to cause too much stress to your hair, being that there's already a track sewn to it. So just be careful and find an open space. And again, on every fold, I reinforce it about 3 times. So here we are at the end. And I am taking the last piece and sewing it as close to my part as I can. Being very careful that I make sure that it's sewn very, very flat so that when I wear it in a ponytail, I don't have to worry about any lumps or bumps. And this is exactly how I do my clients' hair when they want it braided. When they want it sewn in to wear in a ponytail. And you can imagine it's very, very important when they're wearing straight hair and you can't mask it as much. You can mask it a little bit with kinky hair or curly hair because you don't expect it to lay like super duper flat. So if there's a hump in there, you can always pass it off as a hump from the hair. But with straight hair, you have to be really careful to make sure it's flat. And I just cut it off, had a little bitty piece left. And I'm going to get ready to wash it and style it. Here's just a look at how my hair looks with my leave out. And I leave out a lot more than normal because my hair is thin. So I want to make sure that I can cover the tracks with my hair. So I left out a little bit more. Guys, so this is me fresh out of the I got dressed, so my hair dried out a little bit, but I just wanted to show you guys what a perfect match this hair is. Obviously you can see the length difference, but I can probably trim the hair to fall so it doesn't look too bad. The only thing, my hair is a little darker than the hair, so I'm going to put a rinse on it probably in the next few days so it matches. So get up close. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but my hair is a little darker. So anyways, what I'm gonna do to style it right now is, when I say this hair is the business, baby, like, I do wish I had got shorter lengths because it does look a little irrational, but I don't care. I like it, but knowing me, I will end up chopping some of it off just to make it look a little more realistic, because I know people are going to think this is my hair because it looks just like it. So anyways, I'm going to apply a little Eco Styler gel to the front. I'm going to do something really simple. I don't have a comb in here. alright. My part doesn't have to be perfect. So, little Eco Styler gel. It is a little dry. But anyways, that's it, guys. I definitely will be doing some style videos with this hair. I will be doing some, I'll be doing updates on the hair, how it's doing, how it's treating me. I'll show you guys what it looks like after I put the rinse on it and all of that good stuff. So here it is. Lovely. All right. Peace, guys.